It's time to get started. Hey, welcome everybody. My name is Chuck Hanson. I'm going to be your host here. To begin with, I just want to tell you a very short story, and it's about the velocity of money. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, what does that really have to do with anything that I came here to talk about, and that was Valentis, and you're going to see how this whole thing ties together. But I want you just for the next couple of minutes, just sit back and think about this and pretend with me that you're driving down the highway, whatever state, wherever in the world you want to, you're tired, it's late, and you come upon a sign in the distance and it says hotel. Well, and it says vacancy, right? So you're thinking to yourself, well, that's probably a motel, and I don't know if that's a good place for me to stop, but I'm tired. I don't think I can drive any further anyway, so I think I'm going to stop there. And so you pull into the hotel, and sure enough, it is a motel. The M has just been burned out a long time, and the parking lot is full, right? Parking lot is full. You kind of pull up there and you wonder what's going on, and you walk into the hotel clerk and you say, hey, I wouldn't mind taking a look at a room, see if I wanted to spend the night here. And the clerk says, hey, we got one room left and I'll let you take a look at it, but I need a deposit. I need $100, right, as a deposit. And you go, $100? Oh, okay. So you hand them $100 and you walk out the door. 2 seconds after you walk out the door, the hotel manager, he runs out the door and he runs next door to the bar, right? Well, he looks at the bar owner and he says, hey, Joe, here's that $100 I owe you for my bar tab. Joe says, hey, great, I'll mark it paid, right? And he sticks it in his pocket. Joe sees the garage owner over there having a drink, and Joe says, hey, I got that $100 that I owe you for fixing my car. So he hands him that $100, right? And the garage owner says, hey, no problem, all taken care of. The garage owner is sitting there having a drink. He kind of winks at the waitress who sells more than drinks and says, hey, here's that $100 I owe you. Had a good time. And she winks at him, gives him a kiss, and she's gone, and all of that business is all transacted. She then runs out the back door back over to the hotel manager and says, hey, here's that $100 I owe you for the rooms that I've rented from you. She gets a discount. And he says, okay, you're all paid up in full. About that time, you walk back into the office and tell the hotel manager, you know what? I just, since I've gotten some fresh air, I think I'm going to jump in the car and drive on for another couple of hours. And the hotel manager gives you back your $100. Now, think about what just happened, right? Think about just what just happened. I mean, it is the velocity of money. Did everyone get paid, right? The bar owner got paid, the garage owner got paid, the waitress got paid for her services. And although you didn't rent a room and you got your $100 back, everybody else got paid. So that's a little story about the velocity of money. So what does that tell you about where we're at? Let me show you some things. I don't know if you were called by somebody and asked to join this, watch this video, or if you're on here live, and if you are, congratulations. But, maybe they shared some information with you about, whether or not you were open to getting some information about an amazing opportunity that they had just found that has the potential to change your life. My guess is that if you're here or if you're watching this video, that you said yes, that you are interested, because you know what? A lot of people are going to say yes over the course of the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, the next 2 years, as a matter of fact, because the next step was we've got a video that I did just like this, to send you a video. So my job over the next little bit is to lay out a plan, right? And explain why your friend is so excited. So let's talk about that. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how you can create a residual income from home, become your own boss, start your own global product distribution business, get out of debt, live your dream life, no matter what that happens to be, and have all the free time that you want. If anybody is okay with that, just stand up, shout, twirl around a couple of times, do a Yahoo, Yahoo, right? You know, something like that. And so I can see everybody doing that. So I'm going to give you a plan that has the potential to make you one of the top 1% of the income earners in the country. Now, if that's not exciting enough, you know, it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, and it's not going to take forever to get it done. A little bit of bio about myself. That's my dog, Rocky, my faithful companion and my protection. But, you know, I've been in traditional business for a number of years. I've been in the network marketing industry for a number of years. I've done relatively well, but more importantly, I've helped a lot of other people do extremely well. So up until about May of 2018, I had no interest in doing anything in the industry ever again. I was consulting for a couple of companies, and that's where I was having fun. But then I found myself the fattest I had ever been, and more on that story later. But, you know, as you see here, I lost 40 pounds and 8 inches from my waist, and I've made over $500,000 in the past 18 months. So there's more to that story. Let me ask you where you are. You know, where are you on this road, this complicated journey of life, right? You know, if you're trying to get somewhere, and hopefully you're trying to get to a point where you've got a lot of free time, you've got more money than you know what to do with. That's what I always wanted. Age or education is not a factor in your search for a solution to create wealth. Let me just put it to you that way, right? Having a burning desire to succeed and the ability to follow a proven plan will make that journey a lot easier, a lot less painful, and a lot more successful. You're not going to get rich by accident. And whether you're 18 or 80, you know, you're never too young to get started. You're never too old to get started. So I say, you know, you were here because of something. You know, it's just not an accident that you're here watching this. For the last 30 years, I've been telling people and preaching to people about having a plan B. Hey, if you got a great plan A, you're an attorney, you're a dentist, you're a dental hygienist, whatever, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, whatever the case may be, have a plan B in case your plan A goes to hell in a handbasket, right? A good friend of mine is a captain for United Airlines. I was talking to him not too long ago, and I says, hey, what's your plan B? And he says, I don't have one, man. He said, my plan B is, you know, retirement. I'm going to learn how to live on 40% of what I'm making now, and I'll have to cut back a lot. I said, why would you want to do that? I said, what if next year your doctor says, hey, man, you're not going to pass your physical, you're done flying? And it happens all the time. And this pandemic, I never thought that we would ever see anything like we've seen, you know, so far. You know, obviously March has come in like a lamb and is going out like a lion. And it'll be a March that we will never, ever forget. These stories will go down in history. So what's your plan B? It's time, if you don't have one, it's time to get one. That brings me to my story about Dave Jordan. Dave and I have been friends for about 8 years. Dave is the guy that called me in early May, and he was raving about a weight loss coffee. I said, Dave, I'm not interested in being part of a network marketing company, but I wouldn't mind trying some of that coffee. I did, right? And lo and behold, I lost 9 pounds the first week. I lost 18 pounds the first month. That got me excited enough to buy an airplane ticket, fly to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and call Dave and said, hey man, I'm on my way up there to see you. I'm going to spend a couple of days looking at Valentis. I was hoping and praying that I would go up there and find a company in total disarray, and so that I could fly home knowing that I wasn't going to join another company like I have in the past. And what I found was just the opposite, right? I looked at everything, and it was very obvious to me, having been in the industry for 30 years, that Valentis was going to go through some great growth. Well, we did. 2019 sales went from 17 million to just under $100 million, 525% growth. I'd like to take credit for all of that growth, but it wasn't me, right? It was everybody else. But what I saw when I looked at Valentis was a company that, like I said, had all the right pieces put together. They had millions of dollars in capital in the bank. They had an experienced owner. They were just opening up an office in the Philippines. More international offices have been opened since that time, and they were debt-free. The company will be 6 years old. But what really struck me was the compensation plan. And I always look at, how a company pays their distributor base, and to see how many hoops and jumps they've got in their compensation plan that create breakage for the company. And I'm here to tell you that the Valentis plan is among the fairest plan and one of the best plans I've ever seen in the industry. So I made a decision to get started, and it's a good thing that I did. I mean, here you just saw that sales up 525%, 5 short year. John Herenza has gone from what he was earning to earning now $500,000 a month. That's not a typo. That is $500,000 a month, $6 million a year. Rick Gerald's my enroller, my sponsor, 154,000. And this list is put together by Business for Home magazine. You can go to businessforhome.org and take a look at all of that. So it's all verified, it's all real, and we're just starting. There will be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that will be on this list as we grow over the course of the next 3 to 5 years. Our product line is amazing. Weight loss, energy, performance, detox, anti-aging, general health, metabolism correction, and the list goes on. More products that I know that are in the mix, just coming to Valentis, going to be released very shortly. I'm in love with several of them. I mean, I couldn't live without my coffee. This Slim Roast Optimum coffee has now gone to a coffee called Thermo Roast, which is an amazing coffee. I got hooked now on the High Burn 8. That's another weight loss product that helps you lose weight while you're sleeping. So I figured that that's a good one. The Emulin product, which isn't up here, is another amazing product. The More Detox, the Prevail product is amazing. But you know what? Dave has gone from 4 products to now 24 products, with more products coming, and products that get instant results, right? I mean, almost instantaneous results. And that's what people are really looking for. So I'm going to give you some action steps. For the past 18 months, I've tried to take something that is semi-complicated and boil it down and make it as simple and easy to understand as I possibly could. And I'm sorry it's taken me 18 months to do that, but you'll see where I'm going here in a second. There's a number of ways to get started with Valentis. I suggest you start with the Business Builder Pack. And why is that? It's 16 products. Pick out the best of the best products. The person that helped you get on and watch this information will help you pick out the right products. But what it does, it maxes out the payout. It maximizes the payout of the compensation plan. So what you're about to see is, a person that starts at that Business Builder Pack. And then a commitment, this is where it all boils down. A commitment to try 3 products monthly, every month, right? Yes, that money is going to come out of your pocket initially, but in a very short period of time, I'll show you how it'll come out of your earnings, right? It'll come out of your commissions that you're going to be earning. And then find one person, just one person a week that'll do the same. Now, I'm going to show you something that will kind of look unbelievable, and you can put your own spin to it. And let me show you exactly what that is. It's the easiest and quickest path to a six-figure income I've ever seen in my life. So here's how it rolls out. You enroll one person each week that buys a business builder pack and commits to trying 3 products each month, right? And enrolling one person that does the same. Not a very complicated formula, right? Something that pretty much anybody can do. Let me show you how this looks after week 2, right? Not a lot of income. I want you to keep this, to give you the right expectations that this is not something that you're going to get rich with overnight. Will you get rich? Yes. If you follow this plan, absolutely, positively, you're going to make a lot of money. Let me show you what happens after 4 weeks. You have spent your initial, you've spent your initial $600. You made $100. You're $500 in the hole. The next month, the next week, you make $100. The next week, you make $220. No, you make $120 and then $275. So after a month, you've gotten all your money back, right? Now you've only put in one person each week, and you've helped Tom, Jim, Mary, and Sue do exactly the same thing, right? Here you are in week number 6, a little bit different. That week you made $1,050. You've now earned $1,410. You're now starting to go, well, an extra grand, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. At least my wife or my husband is off my back. But here's week 8. You've been 2 months into this business. Your weekly check is now $4,250. My guess is that you're very close to making in a week what you were making monthly, right? In your JOB, whatever that is. But I'll show you how this continues. You've made almost $8,000 net in your pocket after all the expenses. By week 10, you're at $17,000 a week. Now I know, you have now made more money in a week than you were making in your life-sucking job every month, probably several months. You've made $33,000. Let me show you what happens week 12, right? You made $68,000 that week. Your spouse is now ecstatic, right? My first check in this industry in 1987, when I first got started, was $43. My wife was hysterical. She couldn't believe that I worked as hard as I did and I made $43. Now, that changed after I became a good student. I became teachable. I became coachable. I started to understand the business because, you see, what happened to me is that I got kidnapped. I got kidnapped by a client of mine, and we drove over to Memphis, Tennessee, and he took me to a network marketing meeting. He never told me we were going, but what I discovered in that network marketing meeting was that there were a lot of people that didn't look particularly intelligent that were making more money monthly than I was making annually after 16 years of my own business. So I started to pay very, very close attention to what was going on. And I knew if they could do it, if they could figure it out, I could figure it out. So, here we are 33 years later. Let me show you what happens week 13, just in case you wanted to know. Your organization has grown, as you see, from 15 to 31 to 250 to 1,000 to 2,000 to 4,000 to 8,000 people. The correlation here, and I want you to really grasp this, is that this business is all about a little bit of business done by a lot of people, right? So you get involved in reoccurring purchases. That's that 3 products a month that people are buying, and you see that 160, 160, 160. You see that in there, those 3 products being purchased. And if you look here, 127 people times 100, that's the business volume that is created, or the volume that is created from that $160 purchase, is 25,500, right? So the correlation, 1,023 to 102,300, and so on and so on and so on. So these are the components of the compensation plan. The dual team, which will pay up to, listen to me, $100,000 per week, right? The legacy bonus, which is an amazing coded bonus program that pay $100 to infinity on your fourth person forward. That's why you don't see any legacy bonus in here. No legacy bonus on Tim, John, Jim, or Mary, but you start picking up a legacy bonus on Sue, Frank, TJ, and so on and so forth. So, and then a bonus pool. The bonus pool is calculated based on 3 business builder people that join the business, that buy a business builder pack within the same calendar month, right? And then the fast start, or what we call the first order bonus, is the commission that's generated from that first order. In this case, a business builder pack, which is 100, 100, 100, 100, right? So over the course of the 12 months, you've earned $1,200. You've enrolled 12 people, right? Here are your 12 people. Your organization now is over 4,000 people, and you had your responsibility was to put in 12. Everybody else's responsibility was to do exactly the same thing. So, you know, guys, I know that a lot of you have the influence to not do this in 13 weeks, but to do it in 13 days. I mean, you know, forget about weeks and just put days in there. How would you like to? And it doesn't really matter whether you say, hey, I can do 1 a week, I can do 1 a day, or I can do 1 a month. You know, whether this was 13 months, whether it was 13 days, or whether this is 13 weeks, it'll all boil out. This is exactly what the Valentis compensation plan will pay you if you follow this plan exactly as it's laid out. A couple of people have asked me, well, Chuck, what would happen if I did 2 a week, 2 people a week? Hey, you can see it, right? 2 people a week, you start making, you know, you've made $9,580 in 6 weeks. If you carry this out, the numbers get outrageous very, very quickly. And a lot of people have said, hey, I know I can do not 2, but I can do 3. I can do 3 a week. I can find some people. My sphere of influence can call 3 people on the phone and tell them that this is what we're going to do, and they'll all jump on board. Well, you know, that same 6-week period, you know, you've made over $60,000. So that'll definitely, this is the Valentis pandemic stimulus program, right? I mean, this is a stimulus program like none other. And I would put this up, this compensation plan up with any other plan that's out there in the industry. Nobody can show you these kind of numbers, and they're all legitimate. My history in network marketing and my life in network marketing has been nothing short of living a dream. I mean, I never thought it was going to turn out this way. It just happened to turn out this way. My beginning was very slow. I almost quit several times in the beginning, but after the first year, I kind of got it figured out. See, we didn't have technology like we have now. In order to get trained, we actually had to fly into a city, sit on the front row, take notes, and then try to figure it out. And that was tough. Now we can do things like this all the time. We had our own Grand Prix team. We had an offshore team that ran hydroplanes, which was very cool. We stepped it up a notch. I was just telling the guys we had, because Amway had a Indianapolis 500 car, we had to have an Indianapolis 500 car. I was also saying that because Amway had an island, we also had to have an island. So we bought an island called Beef Island down. You can go look it up. It's right next to Tortola. Amazing place. You know, and again, over the course of the last 30 years, we've been able to live where we've wanted to live, how we've wanted to live, drive the cars we've wanted to drive, do everything that we've ever wanted to do, because we weren't, you know, working a job for somebody. Our income came as a result of building a network of people throughout the world, and gave us the freedom and flexibility to do whatever we wanted to do. A few of the cars that we've owned, a few more horses that we've had. My daughter was a hunter jumper, and so we had 9 horses at one time. That's a whole nother story. Trailers and trucks and a lot of hay and a lot. We live right on the coast of North Carolina, so we can ride right down to the intercoastal and across the intercoastal onto the beaches. So very, very incredible lifestyle, except for the hurricanes, the occasional hurricane. This was the first house that we purchased when we first came to North Carolina. I had a beach house up about an hour away, right on the beach, so we could play in the sand, and had a place down in Grand Cayman on 7 Mile Beach, a penthouse. So that was my life. And, you know, I don't know where you are on your journey and what you want, but if you want any of those things, I know that living that dream is possible. And I couldn't think of a better vehicle than Valentis. I mean, it's got all the right pieces in place, and we get paid every Friday. I look forward to every Friday. And, you know, guys, I want you to reach out to everybody. I want you to reach out to all your friends and just tell them that you've found a way to make money at home, and are they open to taking a look at what you found? That's it. That's the conversation. You see, this is not about sending coffee in the mail. It's not about sending skincare products in the mail. It's not about any of those things. It's about the velocity of which is just getting into the business, finding some more people that want to get into the business. Yes, we're all going to reap the benefits of all the great products, but, you know, I'm not out particularly looking for fat coffee drinkers or people that want to get rid of wrinkles or anything else. Now, you know, if that happens, great. But, you know, with the post offices in lockdown, you know, there couldn't be a better way of doing this than to do it just like we're doing it. So get back with the person that shared this information with you. Let them know that you're ready, you're committed, you're ready to get started, and buy that Business Builder Pack. Make sure that if you've got any questions, they attach you to one of us. They hook you up with Mitch or Lori or Cheryl or whomever, you know, or myself, and get your questions answered. I was just on the phone with a person that's coming into the business tonight, and, you know, answering his questions, and happy to do that. Today is a very special day. It is the end of the month, right? The end of the month is the end of the month, which means that everything, if you haven't placed an order, if you haven't placed your order, either 50 BV, 1 product, or 100 BV, 3 products, if you haven't done that, you need to do that before the midnight Pacific time, because otherwise you will go inactive, and any bank volume that you have will flush, and that won't be a good thing. So with that, God bless everybody. Thanks for taking the time and joining me here, and we're right on time. It is 8:29, so I've done as much damage as I can possibly do. Mitch, any final words from you?
Well, aside from follow the guidelines and stay safe wherever you are, no, but I also realize that the likelihood, hopefully, of any of us, getting it is very, very low. So just think about that. Let's hope that none of our family or loved ones actually get it. And I appreciate everybody. Love to all.
Real good. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being with us. And we've got another Zoom on Thursday. The company's got a call tonight at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Nothing on Wednesday, so I'm totally available. And then on Thursday at 8 p.m. East Coast time, we have a Zoom. You'll get a notification of that. And then, of course, on Saturday, a training. So by all means, get everybody re-engaged. There's a lot of great things that are happening, and you definitely don't want to miss out.
Hey, Chuck, I heard about something is coming. I heard about something is going to get released. Something is coming, and everybody's very quiet about it.
Yep, something is coming.
Something is coming that's going to turn the tides. So, hey, listen, one other thing. If you're on the Facebook page, I put a little text script there that you can copy and paste. So go through your contact manager, check to see who hasn't ordered that's a rep, and then you copy and paste it. It basically says, hey, I don't want to bug you, but, just a reminder to go ahead and get your monthly order placed. You don't want to lose your volume, and I don't want you mad at me for not telling you. Okay, that's basically what it says. So it's on the Success Team Facebook page, and you can just copy, paste that, send it to anybody that hasn't placed their order yet for the month.
Amen.
Right. Later.
Okay, guys, thanks for joining me here this evening. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Night.